everyone. So for this YouTube video, I invited Dina just to share our experiences studying in National Taiwan Ocean University. Hello, Dina.
Hello everyone. My full name is Erdina Marsha, but you can call me Dina. And my major here is in marine biology. So I'm studying masters here, and right now I'm in my second year, and in my almost entering my fourth semester.
Quite a long time. So so she's currently doing masters, while me, I'm doing my PhD here in NTOU. I'm focusing more on marine social science, and I've been in Taiwan for about 4 years now.
Wow, that's a very long time already.
Yeah. So Dina, what sparked you to what sparked the interest for you to actually apply your study here in Taiwan? And would you actually recommend people to come to study in Taiwan?
To be honest, for my experience, the application is actually from a third party base, which is there's a professor named Dr. Liu. He's a middle person from University of Malaysia Terengganu, which is my previous university for my bachelor's degree. And I got the information from my LI apa dalam bahasa Inggeris?
Your internship.
Yeah, I got it from my internship group, which was shared by him, and I just tried to apply. And after that, I tried to search about NTOU, like what's interesting here, and what sparked my interest is actually because they have their own Institute of Marine Biology, which is something that I would do since bachelor's degree. So I just continue my major, the same major here, and I feel like it's a new experience and new adventure ahead of me. So it sparks my interest because I like to learn new things. Yeah, so I also would recommend people to study at Taiwan just to also experience new things and have exposure in not only culture but also in their studies.
Cool. So Dina, are you currently in any scholarship? Like, what does it cover? And I have people actually asking me previously, like, is it possible for you to actually work when you have this scholarship?
I choose for the scholarship.
Yep.
I just choose the NTOU scholarship, and I get the NTOU scholarship here. So for the NTOU scholarship, they give you full tuition fees waiver. So there's no tuition fees. You didn't have to pay anything for tuition fees, but you do have to pay for the accommodation fees, like dormitories and your cost of living. So for the allowance, they give you 4,000 per month. I think last year they give 3,000, so now they just increase 1,000. So I don't know about next year whether they would increase it 1,000 or not. And what was the second question?
So is it possible to work when you have this scholarship?
Yes, it is possible to work at even though we have the scholarship, because scholarship and work is two different things. So for me, I also work part-time here, but in my department, Institute of Marine Biology. So I work as a office assistant, you would say that.
Office admin.
Yes. So for this one, we also get the scholarship from the department, the scholarship from NTOU, and also I get scholarship from my own professor. So the scholarship didn't hinder you from working part-time. So the working part-time part, you can just apply for the work permit, and you have to renew it every 6 months. So it's fine. Yep.
Okay. So Dina, she's under the school scholarship. Like me, I'm under the Ministry of Education scholarship, which is a bit different. We actually get 20,000 NTD for a stipend, and also full tuition waiver. But also at the same time, we have like a limitation. We can only work 20 hours per week, and that is during the normal semester. But during Shujia, which is the summer holidays, normally you can work about up to 40 hours per week.
Okay.
And of course, full tuition fee waiver, stipend, but we actually have to pay the insurance fee. About 5,000 NTD. So we really have to work hard if you want to pay that. I mean, have to save some money, put some money apart from the scholarship. As for Dina, how do you think is the learning process here? How have you experienced it, and what is the language medium used in your department?
So far, my department is for me it's half English and half Chinese medium, because even though the system of learning for masters here in Taiwan, I don't know if it's applied for other universities, but in NTOU and my department particularly, so we have to take 1 year coursework and 1 year of research. So we have to complete 30 credits.
30 credit hours?
Yeah, 30 credit hours for both compulsory course and also elective course. So for the compulsory course, the lecturer mostly use Chinese.
Yikes.
Yes.
Okay.
They use Chinese. Just like certain, so it's like only some of them would use English, both lecture notes and both presentation. But for most of them, they would definitely use Chinese for speaking, but use their presentation in English. I mean, the slides in English. But there are also some of them that use both in Chinese.
Oh no.
Yes. So I would definitely recommend you guys to actually learn basic Chinese at least for 3 months, just to get familiar with everything here. But I know, I mean, Chinese in academic way is different with the conversation, basic daily conversation. So it's fine. I mean, you have to work extra hard just to understand it. Maybe you can ask your lab mates, your classmates. They would definitely be helpful to you. Yep. I mean, because they're also they also understand that we are not capable
Struggling.
Yeah. So it's fine. I mean, I think there's ways for us to actually understand it. Yep.
Okay, yeah, because as she mentioned just now, she have to do 1 year coursework. Similar to PhD, we have 2 year coursework. So because we are actually following the American system, so I would say if in comparison with Malaysia study, this would be called mixed method, mixed mode, meaning you have coursework and both research.
Yes.
So like she first year coursework, another year research. Like me, the first 2 years is coursework and remaining is research lah, depending on how many years you can graduate. And similar to her department, mine also use both Chinese and English at the same time. The professor might use Chinese first, then will explain in English later on. But yeah, we could say that they are quite helpful in many ways. So don't be worried about being the language shock. But yeah, knowing Chinese a little bit is very much helpful before you come to Taiwan.
Yes, totally recommend that.
Yeah. So let's move to the next question, which is what is the cost of living in Keelung or Taipei? Because Dina is now living in Keelung. NTOU is located in Keelung. But me, although I'm studying in NTOU, I'm actually living in Taipei. But both Keelung and Taipei is in the northern part of Taiwan. So northern part of Taiwan, which is, I can say, more how to say, advanced,
more developed, I guess.
Okay, yeah, because we have better public transportation here. So I would say the cost of living might be slightly higher compared to the southern part of Taiwan. But I don't know, what do you think about in Keelung? Is there any like differences you can see?
For me, if we compare Keelung to Taipei, I would say if the price in Taipei is 120 NTD,
Per
Taiwan
food?
dollar per food.
Uh-huh.
So in Keelung, maybe you can get 100 NTD per food. So it's just slightly cheaper than Taipei, but it's still, I would say, the same, like similar price. Yeah.
I can just say it's like Selangor and KL. It's just almost the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. How about the accommodation? Like, how much do you pay for your dormitory?
Okay, for my dormitory, per semester, so one semester is 6 months, right? So per semester, I have to pay for 15,000, around
Wow.
15,000. So it's quite a lot, and
So 15,000 one
Yeah.
month is about 3,000.
it's around 2,800 or 2,500, like that. So if you compare this price with living outside of dormitory, I would say it's much more cheaper because you don't have to think about the electricity and also the water bills. Yes. But I think both of it have pros and cons. If you are more of a private person, I think you should. I would recommend you to live outside and get a room suitable to your comfort.
Yeah.
But if you feel like you can endure living with 4 people in a room,
Yep.
and also you have to, like, you are tight on a budget, so I guess dormitory would suit you well.
Yeah, I am the private person, so I decided to move out. So like me, she's saying like 2,800 per month in a 4 people room in NTOU. Like me, because Taipei is very, very, very expensive. So I must say my, we call it yafang, meaning you get a room but the toilet is outside. Meaning you co-living with other people. That one, I was lucky to get 6,000 NTD per month. But it is still expensive to me as a student, of course. But towards other people, if you other people tell know that I get 6,000 NTD in Taipei, they will be like, what?
Yeah,
How do
it's
you
a
get
bargain.
that? How do you get that price?
Yeah, it's a bargain because it's very hard to find that kind of price at Taipei. Honestly, it's like you're trying to find like a 250 ringgit rent
in KL,
in KL,
which is impossible.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, that's just sharing you the comparison between Keelung and Taipei lah. But previously I was staying in Keelung. My room was about 3,000 NTD, so it's like double the price when I shifted to Taipei lah. Yeah, so that is it. And moving on to the next question, what do you think about the we were saying about the importance of having Chinese language understanding. How was your understanding before coming to Taiwan?
Honestly, I didn't learn any Chinese language at all when I come here. So
how was the shock?
I'm so shocked. I can't even, because every single thing must be I would say, soft in Chinese. Like, for let's say when you first come to Taiwan, you have to do your own personal stamp to do in town for like formal documents.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So for that part, I mean, I'm not able to speak Chinese. Just to say, I don't even know how to write my name in Chinese at that time. So thank God for Liana here, and she helped me through all of that and just talked to the owner of the shop for me to buy it and settle everything. Oh, it's hard. Yeah, that's why I say it's very important. I mean, I would definitely please take 3 months course of Chinese traditional before you come here. At least if you know how to do daily conversation, I mean basic conversation just with the owner of the store, it will be a great help for your own self. Yes.
Definitely agree. I think whenever you come to a foreign place, it's good to have like a buddy, like to assist you in your daily maybe like first to 3 months adaptation with the social life.
Yes. definitely recommend someone who are very fluent also. I mean, if not very fluent, at least you can
converse lah.
converse with the person, with other person, the locals here.
Yeah, I agree. Even me, although I have some informal beginner understanding, I still had a hard time. So I cannot imagine people with zero knowledge coming. You'll be like speechless.
Yeah, but not to worry because I think each university, I don't know about others, but in NTOU they provide free Chinese language courses, and actually you have to pass the Chinese language course for 1 year. So yeah, and I think the Laoshi is very kind and very helpful. I think what she thought, what she taught me, I definitely practice it and use it for my daily conversation. For example, I have to pay for my food or order my food and drinks, and yeah, I guess it's quite helpful, even though it's only 1 year.
Yeah. About the language is because she's doing masters and I'm doing PhDs. Both a requirement for us to take Chinese language, which is about 6 credit hours, and it is also part of requirement to graduate.
Yes.
So somehow, inevitably, it helps you for you to go on socializing with people.
Definitely, because without those basic Chinese, I can't even order my food.
Oh yes.
I can only say this one, yeah. So.
But it has been a year and she improved a lot.
Oh, thank you. I don't think so. But...
I'm so proud of her.
Oh my god, my Laoshi.
That's great. So yeah, although we have all the good parts, maybe we can share what do you think the perks and the cons studying in Taiwan.
Okay, for the perks, I would say first would be the scholarship. Okay, because actually for Malaysia there is like four different types of available scholarship. First is MOE, which is the one that Liana have, MOE scholarship. Second is ICDF. Okay, and third is elite scholarship, but elite scholarship is usually for the PhD student.
Yep, PhD.
Yeah, and fourth is the university scholarship itself. So for the allowance, it will be different, I think, for each university. I am not sure what other universities would give you, but in NTOU they will give you 4,000, and just pray that if you like target to come to NTOU next year, they would increase it 1,000 or something. It will be better, you know. And second, I would say, because I'm doing research, and so my research usually, my experiment needs advanced technologies to do it. So Taiwan is a good place actually to do some research involved things.
So the equipment they use are much more advanced and very good to use.
I think it's much
efficient.
more advanced.
Efficient.
Yep. So I think also I feel like they allocate some budget, like a big budget just for this kind of thing. So they're very research focused,
very generous with the research area.
Yes, I agree. And third, I would say their public transportation are very good. Yeah, very efficient, and especially Taipei. Honestly, it's very easy and very convenient for you to go anywhere just by public transportation. And because Taipei has the vibe same as Kuala Lumpur, so you know, if you go to Kuala Lumpur, so if you go to Bukit Bintang, you definitely want to go by MRT or LRT, right? Or monorail. So it's the same as Taipei. Anywhere is better with public transportation. And I think the last one, I'm not saying this is the last one. Maybe Liana will add more. Yeah, so it will be the NHI. But for the NHI, I think Liana can explain more why it is a perk. Yeah. So what do you think about the NHI? Why is it important?
NHI is the National Health Insurance. So basically, for us students, we normally pay the insurance once per semester. But if you're a working person, of course, you might pay monthly, I think. So, of course, it has basic benefits like you can go to dental, see the dentist, or you can go to the hospitals with subsidized prices. So normally when you meet the dentist or the doctor, it might cost you about 100 NTD to 200 NTD per visit. And of course, depending on what kind of medicine do you need, it might differ also. And I think so far I've been to a lot of hospitals because I've been sick. I think they are quite cheap. I mean I've been to small clinics and big hospitals, so I can say that they are very helpful also with me trying to get the best medication, or what can even going like to the dentist when I want to check the X-ray. The X-ray is free. So it's included inside the subsidized price. So yeah, I think NHI is really helpful, especially for us students.
Yeah, true. Because I just went to Keelung and I just only pay like 150. It's quite cheap, honestly. Yeah.
Because if in Malaysia, an extra charges will be put on you if you use like X-ray, or whatsoever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think one of the advantages of studying in Taiwan also, you will feel safe.
Yeah.
You definitely feel safe. Honestly, I can walk outside during nighttime alone without being catcalled, without being feeling like people are following me. It's just safe. People just don't care here. And for example, if you forgot your like stuff, you just put it in bed and then you go, and then suddenly you remember it. Oh my god, I forgot my stuff. You thought you will lost it. You won't. They will just return to you back. Or maybe if you go back to the place that you thought you lost it, it's just sitting right there. So I would say it's quite safe here.
Really ancient. Yeah, and yeah, apart from the safety, I think because like me, I enjoy the nature. So for the first 2 years, I've been an active hiker here. I think I've been to about 60 mountains all over, and I've really enjoyed because it's pretty accessible and you can plan it. And of course, you as a foreigner, if you want to go to higher mountains like 3,000 meter and above, there are quota for you foreigners. So we would be prioritized if we really want to apply for permits to go higher mountains to climb. Yeah.
That's nice. I mean, it's a good place for someone who is a nature lover.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely recommend also just to enjoy the nature stuff.
So true. Yeah. So to balance it out, although of course wherever we live there's pros, but there will also have cons. What do you think would be the cons living in Taiwan?
First, I think first and foremost it is very obvious, which is the language barrier. Yeah, I am not a Chinese speaker since born, so it's quite hard here because not all of the place in Taiwan the locals can speak English. But Taipei is better now. I mean, there's a lot of people are trying to actually converse in English. It's getting better, but in Keelung, no. But they are trying. Yeah, there are some people that are trying, but still, it's not really,
kind of slow.
Yeah. And I don't know about southern of Taiwan. I don't know how is the language there.
I've been traveling to southern of Taiwan, like the Tainan or Taichung. When I speak Chinese, they will speak Taiyu to me, which is the Taiwanese language, similar to the Hokkien in Malaysia. So I guess because that's the main language there, so it's a bit hard because I tend to mix more with the locals. So that's what I find the biggest differences between the southern and the northern. In the northern, you can practice Chinese much more easier. Yeah.
I feel like in the northern they also have like a I guess like a community, like an English community to exchange language. Yeah.
I think because it's the city, of course. Of course, more and more people are keen to learn English as they might want to go abroad or even to converse with foreigners.
Yep. Okay, so for me, the second consequences is the system here. I mean, the study system here. It's a bit different because they follow American style. Yeah, so because they have this kind of mixed mood kind of things, I'm not really fond of it. I feel like it's better to have a full research mood. But of course, we have to abide the law, right? We have to follow the law. So yeah, I'm not a fan. But sure, if you love to try, new things, new moods of study, you can, definitely come here and try.
This is the place.
Yeah. Yeah, and third would be food. Okay, I would be honest. It's not easy to find halal food here.
Especially because she's staying in Keelung, so not many halal spots. But perhaps if you are choosing universities in the Taipei area, probably it would be much easier.
Yes.
But about halal food, because there's limited supply. When there's limited supply, of course prices will be times 2.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not saying you have to be, I don't know how to say it. Like, I'm not saying that you can't find halal food. You can, but it will be a little bit difficult. In Keelung area, mostly if you go to
the city.
In the city, you can find, but it will be Indonesian restaurant. Yeah.
And the Pakistani restaurant also.
Yes. So these two would be the option here, but in Taipei there will be much more. I mean, even the beef noodles also halal there, so you can give it a try as well. All right. So for next one will be cost of living. Okay, for this part, for me it will depend on the person itself. So for me, in my case, I'm a big eater.
Me too.
So we are the big eaters. So the cost of living will be a bit higher than the ones that are more to a budget friendly kind of people. Yeah. So I can't really estimate the rough cost of it, but I would say 10 to 12,000. Yeah.
For food only, you mean for overall?
Overall.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's still quite cheap.
Yeah, but for food, I think allocate around 5. I don't know.
Oh, that's kind of cheap. Well,
really?
maybe because I'm living in Taipei. So just to be clear, like for example, 300 NTD per day.
Yes.
Because 150 for a satisfying meal. So it's be like 150 for lunch, 150 for dinner. So I was just calculating, it's about 300 NTD times 30, so it's about 9,000 NTD to be satisfied. Living in Taipei, yeah.
I think if you're living in Keelung also, it's around
the
that.
same.
Yeah. Because I'm saying mine is because I also cook. So a little cut the budget, but not really because
almost the same.
Yeah, because the groceries are it's also quite expensive. So if you want to go to buy cheap ones, you have to go to the city, which is quite far. So I would rather just buy it nearby the school or dormitory, because from the dormitory to outside, it's like from, I don't know how to say, like from end to end.
So it's like 15 to 20 minutes walk.
Yeah. So it's quite far. So I just go buy
A
somewhere
bit
near.
mafan lah.
Yeah, a bit more fun.
Yeah, so because normally the cheaper groceries would be like in the traditional market.
Which is at the city.
传统市场.
Yeah.
So you normally have to take buses to go that area. So of course, because she's quite busy with the labs, so it might take too much time for that. Why waste so much time to buy cheaper groceries when you can just buy like instant nearby restaurants where they can just give cheaper options?
Yep, that's correct. For me, it definitely depends on the person itself.
Yeah.
Because I know someone can actually live with the allowance of 4,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and only 3,000 from the professor.
OMG.
So total of 7,000. With my department is only 1,800. So total of 8,800. So they can live with this per month, and they can still give the money to their parents.
OMG.
Yes. So it's actually amazing how they budget themselves. I can't. I am so sorry.
It's okay. Different people have different priorities.
Yes.
Maybe he or she is not a big eater like us.
True.
So can adapt faster. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, she just cook every day.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So it's amazing to see. But
amazing.
It's very inspiring, but I can't.
But maybe restriction.
Yeah. So maybe the viewers, if you feel like you can, sure, go ahead.
For it.
Yeah.
But not me.
True, not me either. Food is life. I'm so sorry. Okay, so the last one would be for me career wise, because mostly the company would need you to be fluent reading, writing, and speaking Chinese.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you have this kind of ability, you definitely can work in any company here in Taiwan.
And you will be prioritized.
Yeah, it's a no problem. But if you feel like you want to also just work here but using English, I would recommend you to try international companies, I guess. Yeah, and for example, if you are in a research base or experimental kind of things, maybe you can try Academia Sinica, because this institute can accept people who speak in English.
Quite true. Yeah, so career-wise, although after you graduate, I think you have to think thoroughly whether or not you really want to work here. Of course, language might be the biggest hurdle before you get accepted to the local companies.
That's true.
Wow, okay, we are reaching the end, Dina. So do you have like any final encouragement or tips for people to actually come to Taiwan?
Okay, for tips, I would say if you really are interested to come to Taiwan to study, I would suggest you to check the scholarship website. Yeah, the submission deadline and stuff. It's very important for you to be on time, because if you're late, they won't accept any application. So it'll be, a misfortune for you. Yeah, so because you want to live here, you want to live comfortably, please apply for the scholarship. Yeah. And for the encouragement, we don't meet all time.
What? Okay, maybe I'll say first. Like, it's just like I think do your research lah before coming here, because you have to know the condition you are living. Like if in Keelung, it might be always raining. So like, are you ready to embrace that kind of situation? If you are used to like sunlight, suddenly it's all gloomy and raining. 200 days out of 365 days. So yeah, no matter which universities or which area in Taiwan you want to go, try to do research of the place and also the supervisor or the department itself.
True.
They should be welcoming you, and like she mentioned just now was the scholarship, because if you have financial burden, it will just be like a misery for you to keep on living here alone abroad. And like you really have to have a strong community. Maybe like you also, I would really encourage, if you come to Taiwan, find friends for you to like talk together, to share your happy moments or bad moments together, so that you won't get cooped up in a toxic environment, you know, and whatsoever.
Yep. I agree. I totally agree with everything you say. And I think the part where you said research about it was is
Yes,
very
very.
this the most important part. And when you already like feel like you want to submit and everything, I think you need to give yourself a final, think.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't come here in
Unprepared.
yeah, and also it would be better if you have a good adaptable skills. I think yeah, the quicker you adapt, the better.
Quite true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That's it. Quite a long. Thank you for watching till the end.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And yeah, just a disclaimer. This is just our experience for our department in NTOU, and this only applies for the northern part of Taiwan. So perhaps if you want experience from the southern, might need to refer to someone else. So yeah, just putting that disclaimer there. And thank you. Till our next video. Bye bye.
再见。